I would assume.
Okay, we are live.
Have an airport.
Good evening, everybody. Can I have a salute to the flag, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Notice requirements of the New Jersey Public Meetings Law have been satisfied by noticing the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times on January 3rd, 2025, stating that a regular meeting of the Colts Neck Township Committee would be held on May 28, 2025 at 7 p.m. Town Hall, 1 Veterans Way, Colts Neck. A copy is on file in the office of the Township Clerk. Further notice was provided to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times on May 20, 2025, noting the meeting time change from 7 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
May I have a roll call, please?
Deputy Mayor Viola.
Here.
Committeeman Buzetta.
Here.
Committeewoman Fitzpatrick.
Here,
Committeeman Rizzuto.
Here.
And Mayor Buss.
Here, Resolution 2025-101, Executive Session, Potential Litigation and Personnel. Can I get a motion to approve?
motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What are they gonna do with the farm when they do it? Affordable housing. I mean, this is, yes, they need to change, and again, we also have a period of discussion. And, I know a couple of them that are trying to, where it's going. Listen to people. Yeah, he's a great one. But he doesn't feel that. He's got the, there's enough. He's a good friend of mine. He got to really get things as good as and so, but it was so cute. So these are the flowers that we have. Oh, here you are. Here's your copy. This is Megan's husband.
I have a good one. Today's been.
She explained it to me. So no, it's okay. You want to go outside? You want to take a shower outside? It's fine with me.
Yeah, they, stop when I got up there. It was bad. So I, yeah.
It's just a personal matter.
Yeah. We're like 3 blocks from the beach and then.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so you get high tide and rain one day, right? You got a problem getting home time.
Ocean effect, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're in the close to refuge.
How are you? Congratulations. You know, I'm happy, peace all the whole family. That's amazing, very exciting. What, did you get your blue and gold yet? I didn't for a while. Pretty sure that's what you see the price. So the boosters. They also have blue and gold. It's like variation of it. But it's very touch. I do like it. Very excited about the wedding. We have a barbecue. It's a nuclear. There's no like. Very excited, and then my kids will grow. The bars on fire. It's so nice. Very good friend. Eighth grade that he was. Yes, yeah, we'll be down, we're at the house in Atlas, up in the north. Appreciate it.
How are you? All right.
Oh, I appreciate that. We
Great.
West Virginia. 5.5 hours, 6 hour drive. Can't do it today. To the chagrin of my children, the probably visit me.
It is what it is.
I went to the other one.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And then I still can't believe some years. It's 4 years, and I just left my house. Pretty cool. Still can have it come in. Options that most people don't. Yeah, that's You the finance guy?
I'm the one that listens. So go to your corner. Be quiet. Do this. Oh, no. We'll see. Great. Okay, good work. That's right.
Anyway, so this is. Oh, it's 250. 250. I'll be happy. Needs to be put us together. So.
Hey, John, can you do me a quick favor? Can you turn that microphone on for me? Yeah, just the button in the middle. Whoops, I'm sorry.
Can I have a motion? Can I have a motion to go back into open session?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Viola, can you please leave the dais? Thank you. Resolution 2025-102, resolution of Colts Neck Township, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, removing planning board member pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-69. Comments?
Yes, Mayor, I can speak to this. Mayor, we are in receipt. Is that better? Can you hear me? It's on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Mayor, you're welcome. We're in receipt of the independent hearing officer's decision in connection with the hearing that took place on April 11th. What was it, April 1st, I'm sorry, April 1st, in connection with Chris Lukowitz, a member of the Coast Net Planning Board. This hearing officer is an independent hearing officer that was agreed to by both the Township Special Labor Council and the attorney for Chris Lukowitz. I'll just read the last paragraph of the opinion from the hearing officer. The hearing officer has listened to the testimony of the witnesses and observed their demeanor, has reviewed the trial transcript and the transcript of Mr. Lukowitz to the labor attorney, and finds just cause for the removal has been established by the preponderance of the evidence. The hearing officer finds that Mr. Lukowitz has committed a violation of the township's policies regarding workplace violence. Therefore, the hearing officer recommends that Mr. Lukowitz be removed from his position on the Colts Neck Township Planning Board. In connection therewith, a resolution has been drafted. Resolution 2025-102 states, resolution of Colts Neck Township, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, removing planning board member pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-69, whereas pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-69, the Township Committee of Colts Neck Township has the authority to remove a member of the planning board for cause, after a hearing if one is requested. And whereas upon notification by the planning board chairman of potential improper actions by Mr. Chris Lukowitz, a member of the planning board, the township conducted an investigation into allegations that Mr. Lukowitz violated the township's workplace violence policy on November 20th, 2024. And whereas based upon the findings of the township investigation, the governing body issued notice to Mr. Lukowitz that his removal would be considered by the governing body. And whereas pursuant to NJSA 40:50D-69, Mr. Lukowitz requested a public hearing before the governing body. And whereas due to the fact that multiple governing body members were witnesses to the incident, the governing body appointed a neutral third-party hearing officer, Mr. Stephen Sakare, to oversee the hearing and issue a non-binding recommendation. And whereas on April 1st, 2025, a public hearing before the neutral third-party hearing officer was held at Colts Neck Township Municipal Building, at which Mr. Lukowitz and his legal counsel were given the opportunity to present evidence and/or witnesses and cross-examine the township's witnesses. And whereas on May 7th, 2025, the township hearing officer issued a decision finding that Mr. Chris Lukowitz violated the township workplace violence policy with a recommendation for removal from his appointment on the planning board. And whereas in order to act in this manner, the governing body must invoke the doctrine of necessity, since a quorum of the governing body members has a conflict of interest because 3 governing body members were witnesses to Lukowitz's behavior on November 20th, 2024, and testified at the public hearing. And whereas pursuant to the doctrine of necessity, Mayor Tara Torsha-Bus, Committeewoman Sue Fitzpatrick, who were witnesses to the incident on November 20th, 2024, and testified at the public hearing, must vote on the removal of Mr. Chris Lukowitz from the planning board to establish a quorum. And whereas Deputy Mayor Michael Viola, the 3rd governing body member, has a more significant conflict than Mayor Bust and Committeeman Fitzpatrick, as he was the victim. Therefore, he will not be voting on this matter. And whereas pursuant to the recommendation from the hearing officer, Stephen Sakare, the governing body desires to remove Mr. Chris Lukowitz from the appointment as a Class 4 member of the Colts Neck Planning Board. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the governing body of the Township of Colts Neck, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey as follows. 1, that pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-69, Mr. Chris Lukowitz is hereby removed from his appointment as a Class 4 member of the Colts Neck Planning Board, effective immediately, with members of the current governing body, Mayor Tara Torsha-Bus, and Committeewoman Sue Fitzpatrick, voting pursuant to the doctrine of necessity. That a copy of this resolution shall be kept with the hearing officer's decision to memorialize the manner of approval. And 3, a certified copy of this resolution shall be provided to Mr. Chris Lukowitz and the Colts Neck Township Planning Board. Mayor, that is the resolution before the governing body.
Thank you. I felt that that was important to read for members of the public who most likely do not have that, and the people at home. I just want to state, this has been a very difficult 6 months, probably a little longer at this point. This has been something that has been a cloud over the township and everybody involved. This matter has overshadowed many of the wonderful things that have gone on in our township. As your mayor, as a resident, as a volunteer, and as a thoughtful, caring human being, I'm asking for respect and professionalism for all involved as we move forward. May I have a motion for Resolution 2025-102?
Motion. Move.
Second.
We need a roll call.
Thank you.
Committeeman Buzetta,
Yes.
Committeewoman Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Committeeman Rizzuto,
Yes.
and Mayor Buss.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Mo-
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Welcome, Mr. John Antonides, here to discuss our annual audit for 2024. Yeah, I did just want to say a big thank you. I know Michael's very appreciative of everything you do. I'm not sure people understand what goes into a municipal budget. It is something that not many people, even with financial background, understand. And I know this is a big group effort by a lot of people, so it is led by your charge. So I just want to say a thank you for this, so.
Thank you. Go ahead. Okay. Evening, Mayor, governing body members.
Could you go to the microphone?
I'm at the microphone. The presentation of the audit, hopefully you are all aware that, and we're given a copy of the audit so we can go over it. I'm just going to go across a couple of the highlights from the audit that was issued by Nisa Vocia, who's our independent auditor. The audit presented to you tonight is for the end of 2024, and it ends with a surplus balance of $5.6 million compared to the 2023 ending balance of $5.3 million, which is an increase of about $285,000. So you're aware, in 2023, the surplus balance increased by over $1 million. Therefore, this was a net decrease of about $773,000 in surplus from one year to the next. The percentage of tax collection in 2024 was 99.03%. Even though we don't collect the entire percentage of taxes, we still have to pay the county and the school boards 100% of their share, just so you know. This is the highest collection rate since 2020, which back then was 99.10. Of course, we also know that was during COVID, so everybody was home paying their taxes. The total debt as of 12/31/24 was, at the end of the year, was $30,667,901.81, or per capita, it'd be $3,080.03. This is based upon the 2020 census population of 9,957. There is a budgeted amount of $3.2 million of debt service of principal and interest in this year's current fund budget, and there's also another $61,498 in the farmland budget. The net debt as a percentage of equalized tax valuation is at 0.80%, which is the lowest percentage since 2019, when it was 0.51%. Once again, there were no audit findings or deficiencies presented in the audit. Therefore, the auditor has no recommendations for corrective action to present to the Township Committee based upon the testing in the finance tax offices. My staff does a great job and cannot be commended enough, because I can't do it without them. They're very hard workers. They help keep the audit clean, the tax and finance office moving. Are there any questions or comments from anybody?
No comments from the auditor, so therefore there's no need for corrective actions or any additional.
That is correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you.
No,
Anything?
congratulations.
Thanks.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
We do still need to approve our minutes from May 14th, 2025, our executive session, and May 14th, 2025, regular meeting. Any comments or changes? Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next is our consent agenda. I apologize about the sound reverberation. Consent agenda, all items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the township and are adopted or approved collectively on a single motion and roll call vote of majority of the township committee. If discussion is desired on any item, it is considered separately. Resolution 2025-103 to Resolution 2025-106. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Deputy Mayor Viola,
Yes.
Committeeman Buzetta,
Yes.
Committeewoman Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Committeeman Rizzuto,
Yes.
and Mayor Bus.
Yes. Approval of vouchers.
Thank you, Mayor. Reviewed the vouchers and purchase orders, found all in order. Tanker repair to one of the pumpers out of one of the tankers out of number 2. A mid-JIF joint insurance fund premium payment for our insurances, and the usual recycling monthly bill of $33,939. So I found all in order. I moved the amount of $666,145.42 for payment.
Second.
Can I get a roll call?
Deputy Mayor Viola,
Yes.
Committeeman Buzetta,
Yes.
Committeewoman Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Committeeman Rizzuto,
Yes.
and Mayor Bus.
With the exception of the fire.
And yes, with the exception of any bills related to the municipal court.
And yes, with the exceptions.
Usual exceptions.
Administrators report.
Nothing other than to reiterate my thanks to John Antonides and his team for, again, a successful audit. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Township committee reports. Shall we start with Committeeman Bezetta, our newest committee?
I have nothing to report tonight, Mayor. I attended all the meetings prior to our last committee meeting and reported then, so thank you.
Thank you. Committeewoman Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Mayor. On May 20th, the Environmental Commission met, and we just reviewed the tree giveaway. Bob Luckowitty has been speaking with the school.
Can you get closer to the mic? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Is that good? Bob Luckowitty had spoken to the principals about sending some information to recruit some younger families to be joining the Environmental Commission. And sorry, I have a cough drop. Teresa Denali is handling the recertification process for our Sustainable New Jersey. May 15th, I want to thank the Historic Society for the invitation to come to a reenactment at Cedar Drive of Thomas Jefferson, an actor, and he did a wonderful job, and the 6th graders were very engaged in the presentation. May 20th, I had the honor of marrying a lovely couple. They are now Mr. and Mrs. Barr. And May 26th, we spent a lot of time preparing for the Memorial Day Parade, and I just thought it was a wonderful representation of our community, all of the volunteers coming out. I thank Colby Marks, our director, for putting such a wonderful event together. And it was a great celebration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Committeeman Rizzuto.
All right. The police just want me to reiterate the safety seat program they are now running. Sorry, I'm speaking the phone.
I can hear you.
You got me?
Got a good loud voice there.
Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
The police are very proud of their certified officers now who are certified to put baby seats in. Anybody who's ever wrangled with one knows how difficult it can be. So you could look on their website because they're very proud of their new Facebook page, and the information is there about the Youth Academy and other endeavors. National Night Out is coming, and I don't see Anita here tonight, but planning is already underway, and hopefully it'll be doubly as big as last year because I do believe we got rained out twice last year. So
It's
should
August 5th, National Night Out, Tuesday, August 5th.
thank you, Mayor. Nothing new to report, OEM. Had a meeting with the president of the first aid squad. We went over some maintenance issues to the building, which I'll be speaking to the business administrator about routine maintenance issues. Planning, I was at work, and historic preservation. I was unfortunately at work for that one as well. But congratulations on the reenactors. I will yield some time. Michelle, you'd like to make an announcement or anything coming up that you'd like to say?
No, just Thomas Jefferson was well received.
Yes.
Also had weekend in Old Monmouth.
Yes.
And that was well attended on Saturday. Sunday was a little slower with the rain. And Mary and Michelle Warndorf are working on the fundraiser.
Right. And it's never too early to talk about Halloween. We had the hayride event, and we had that already set. Same night as trunk or treat. So you could do trunk or treat for the little ones in the daytime, and then you can go to the haunted hayride attraction afterwards for historic preservation. So that is really a good event. It's grown every year. It's getting more and more popular. I encourage everyone even if you don't have kids, just come on the hayride. It's actually a pretty good show. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. And I might argue it is a little too early to start talking about Halloween.
It's never too early to start.
But then
talking
you
about
saved it with talking about candy, so
It's still late winter, and now he's talking about early fall.
I know. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you,
Any
Mayor. A
updates?
couple of things. DPW all brush and leaf spring pickup has been concluded. Please, no leaves or brush on the street till the fall pickup resumes. Paving of Hires Mill will begin approximately middle of June. Affordable housing, the Round 4 housing element and fair share plan will be reviewed by the Planning Board on Monday, June 9th, and then brought to the Township Committee on Wednesday, June 11th. For notice to the public, we have changed the venue for that meeting to the Primary Road, Conover Road Primary School, same time, 7 o'clock. It'll be a regular agenda meeting, but the primary focus will be the Round 4 housing element and fair share plan. And then finance again, to congratulate John Antonides in the finance office to having 2 consecutive years without any comments or corrective actions. And yes, Memorial Day was very special. It was an absolutely gorgeous day. Thank you to all those in the front line and those behind the scenes who helped put that together. And then lastly, a reminder, if you live in District 4 or 5 for voting, your voting location has been moved back to Firehouse number 2. If you're in District 4 or 5 on the general election, June 10th. Early voting is June 3rd through June 8th across the street at the library. Thank you, Mayor.
Excellent, thank you.
Madam Mayor, may I just add one thing to the
Yes.
affordable housing discussion? We did have I guess, a little win recently with respect to litigation involving Round 3. As you know, Mayor, we have appealed the Round 3 ruling to the appellate division. Fair Share Housing, however, did seek recovery of its attorney's fees against the township. Incurred in litigating the Round 3 obligation. We succeeded in persuading the trial court to deny the motion for attorney's fees on the grounds that the trial court no longer has jurisdiction since the matter is up on appeal. But it does go to show the extent to which Fair Share Housing and the plaintiffs are aggressively litigating against towns that fight back. We've succeeded so far. We're going to continue the fight, but this is just an example of one more motion that we had to litigate, and fortunately, we succeeded for now.
For now.
Excellent, thank you for that update. Again, light meetings for myself. I just wanted to make a few statements about Memorial Day. The Memorial Day Parade, for those of you, I saw many of you, it was an amazing day. You're welcome for the great weather. I just want to say a huge thank you to Lieutenant Colonel James Fayer, who was our Master of Ceremonies, for that very solemn occasion. Our Grand Marshal this year was Captain Tom Foley of the U.S. Navy. We don't have enough time to go over his amazing accomplishments, but we were definitely honored with both of them, and I thank them both for their service and sacrifice. I want to thank all the volunteers who participated in the parade. It was an honor to have our police, our first aid volunteers, our firefighters, Naval Weapons Station Earl firefighters joined us this year as well. The fire police, fire auxiliary. It was an honor to have our Colts Neck High School ROTC, the Colts Neck High School marching band. What a wonderful rendition of taps. The women's club, the Colts Neck Lions Club, the community church, St. Mary's Church, the Colts Neck Reformed Church. Thank you to the Business Association, the bike contest participants, which, oh my goodness, they're just so cute, fabulous and adorable. Thank you to the Sports Foundation. We had AY football and cheer there. We had our own Colts Neck Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Daisies, and Girl Scouts. Again, wonderful. We also had our wonderful trail riders leaving behind presents as we went along the parade. And of course, I would be remiss in not mentioning all the people that came out to watch. My parents actually came to the parade for the first time, and my children, they're usually away over Memorial Day weekend, but they came this year. And my parents remarked at the wonderful patriotic community that is Colts Neck, that they were just inspired and just, it just warmed the cockles of their hearts. And they said they might need to leave their 55 and older community and come back to Colts Neck. So also thank you to C-Save for setting up our audio. Huge thank you to DPW. I spent days driving to work, watching them out there at Veterans Park and along the road. And thank you to the police for keeping us safe and everybody else safe. Thank you for Firehouse Number 2 for opening up their firehouse, and the Ryan family and all the others. I think there might have been a Mrs. Bezzetta in the back cooking hot dogs as well, giving them out. Thank you guys so much. It's not just great to eat and drink in merriment with everybody, but to really see the amazing firehouse as well. So just a huge thank you to everybody. Really appreciate it, and especially to Colby Marks, our Director of Recreation, who kind of leads the charge on this. I'd say every year, but he's still pretty new. So, he did a great job. And speaking of fire, Executive Fire Council, a couple things came up at our last meeting that I just wanted to touch on. Two things, because we have started with the Fire Spec Committee. They've begun meeting. I did just want to state for the public, based upon the last conversation, there was a lot of discussions at one of our last meetings about truck color. There is no additional upcharge for truck colors. If we chose yellow, red, pink, green, whatever it is, there is no charge for a color. So I was a little bit shocked by the fact that that was going to be a change in cost, but that is not accurate. And they also, the folks on the spec committee also made sure that that was not a new change for this year. So that's not a change. No one ever paid more money for a different color truck. And then something else that was brought up was the size of the truck. So also, just to be clear, we have not ordered a truck. A truck has not been ordered. A bond ordinance was passed to allow for us to start speccing out a truck. And nothing has been ordered. But yes, someone asked about the size of the truck, fitting in the bays. That will absolutely be considered before making a purchase. So that was just a few things, interesting facts about fire trucks. And that is all I have. So I'd like to move to comments from the public. Procedure for public comment. The Colts Neck Township Committee welcomes comments from members of the public. Please raise your hand if interested in being heard. Once recognized by myself, please identify yourself clearly by stating your name and address for the record. Your comments will be limited to 4 minutes. Once you have finished speaking or your 4 minutes has expired, the Township Committee will respond accordingly. I just also want to state that this is our public comment period, not Q&A. We're not doing a town hall here today. I just want to make, and I said this the last time, I really encourage people not just to come to meetings, to ask questions. All week long, every other week, people call all the time. So I really want to encourage people, call me. My cell phone 732-810-3023. I would encourage you, if you have a question, reach out. Can I get a motion to open to public comment?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Blaney. He was quick.
Bill Blaney, Washington Township, New Jersey. I'm Mr. Lukowitz's attorney. Some of you may remember me from the hearing. BLA, NEY. Actually wasn't going to get up and comment today.
Into the microphone, closer, please.
How's that?
Thank you, sir.
All right. I wasn't going to get up and comment today, but I felt the need to correct a record. It was indicated when you made the vote that Mr. Lukowitz's attorney, which would have been me, and the township attorney, which wasn't your solicitor.
No, the special labor counsel, I said.
Yeah, agreed on who the hearing officer was. That is not accurate. The hearing officer was selected by, my assumption is the township or the special prosecutor that you hired.
I was specifically told by the labor counsel for the township that you agreed on Mr. Sakara.
She didn't, she's not telling the truth then.
Then I will deal with that.
Okay. So what had happened was I knew Mr. Seacare. I was told Mr. Seacare was going to be the hearing officer. I was asked whether there'd be an objection to him. I never.
Was there an
agreed.
objection?
There was not an objection, but I didn't pick him. And
I didn't say you picked him. I said you agreed on it. If there was no objection,
I
I
didn't
could.
agree to him. I agreed that there was no conflict with him doing it. So that's what I want to clear up in the record. That's the only thing I
Okay.
want to say.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you, Mr. Seacare. I'm sorry, Mr. O'Brien.
Kevin O'Brien, 18 The Enclosure. My compliments to the Board of Education on their team effort on the school budget. Very impressive. With consideration for spending millions for a new ladder truck, I found it concerning repair bills for the past 3 years on the ladder truck were not readily available to justify the capital expense. To the mayor's comment at the last meeting, in 2020, I did file litigation against Colts Neck for their refusal to apply the dead tree ordinance to thousands of dead trees that placed residents, including our children, at risk. The Shade Tree Committee refused my offer for a free public webinar conducted by an arborist and the State Department of Agriculture entomologist, experts in the field in New Jersey. In September 2024, Member Fitzpatrick claimed I never made that offer. My email of 1/14/21 sent to the Shade Tree Committee with Ms. Fitzpatrick as committee liaison documented my offer. You got it wrong. I wrote to the prosecutor's office after Mayor Fitzpatrick refused to act when cars were parked illegally for 133 days on my street. Mayor Fitzpatrick said the duties of the mayor defined by the state law did not apply to her. Under the powers of the mayor, 40A:60-5, the mayor shall see to it that the laws of the state and the ordinance of the borough are faithfully executed. I sent a notice of intent to file litigation, which was extended to Mayor Fitzpatrick dated October 31st, 2023, when access to public records were denied for 42 The Enclosure, a build site that was forthcoming. The records were provided and the application rejected after I engaged NJDEP. The application failed twice to meet state regulations. The engineer failed to sign that the effluent would not leak through the retaining wall. I was told we are getting tremendous political pressure, local political pressure to approve this application, and you have gotten in the way. Watch your back. I spoke with Mayor Fitzpatrick over the raised middle finger directed at me in this room by an unnamed committee member. Her response, well, that's no surprise. No action was taken then, nor was any action taken over Luca Brazzi wannabe, a planning board member, attempt to intimidate me while leaving the January town meeting. A police report was filed. I spoke to Mr. Bezzetta about it. I sent a letter to the town attorney, but why was no action taken? Why are there two different standards for this town? One for the governing body members and one for the residents. Notice of intent to file litigation was not sent over the violation of my First Amendment right by Mayor Rizzuto at the May 2020 Affordable Housing meeting. In response to Mr. Rizzuto's recent outburst and excited utterance, I merely wrote of Ms. Jennifer Borg as an attorney with expertise in First Amendment matters. When government refuses to support the laws, when government breaks the laws, corrective action is available to every resident. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Anybody else from the public? Mr. Ryan?
Alan Ryan, 24 Ann Street. Thank you for your kind words for Memorial Day. But really, the thanks should go to the vets that put it all on the line for us to be able to do this tonight. Everybody here, we should applaud our vets. I want to thank first my wife. My wife is a saint because she ran the kitchen and my son. But my wife brought me to this town and my son brought me to the firehouse. So I got to thank them both. Vinny and Joanne Savarese, Patty Brower, Justine Bezetta, numerous firemen in there. They did just a great job. And the brotherhood and everybody came together. And it was just a good old-fashioned American day. And the sun shining, you couldn't get any better. I think that's probably about the best weather that we ever had for a Memorial Day, or darn close. So thank you to the vets. And just God bless America and God bless Colts Neck. And, just watch over us all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Al. And actually, Mr. Ryan, I'm sorry if you could just step back up for a minute. I was asked where the hot dogs came from, who provided them, and where they were from. If maybe you could just answer that. for
Costco.
whoever- They were from Costco.
We bought them from Costco, yes. The rolls from Costco, yes.
Okay.
Everything was bought at Costco. I'm a Costco guy.
Thank
I've
you.
been told to go to, like this other place or whatever. What's the other one? I can't think. I haven't seen you. What's it called?
Restaurant Depot or?
Thank you
Sam's
very
Club,
much. There he
DJ's,
is.
Restaurant
He
Depot.
knows, yeah.
Excellent. Thank
The
you.
Italian in the crowd. Because the Italians all know
I
about
know
this.
that the person who asked is probably watching, so thank you.
That's okay.
You're known as the hot dog guy.
No, I'm known as the helper of the hot dog woman.
Thank you.
That's my job.
Mr. Wilcox.
Thank you. Yeah. Fulton Wilcox, 92 Clover Hill Road, Colts Neck. Last week I requested that more information be added to the bills list. And of course, congratulations on the audit, and that did not show up on the audit. But in any case, it is, it still is a lost opportunity for this committee and for the finance department to communicate clearly, what is happening and what the larger significance is of some of these payments. If I take as an example, the most notable payment was $258,000 of interest on a loan. And of course, if I back out some kind of estimate of what the interest rate probably was and how much the loan was for, the loan outstanding principal, is maybe $5 million or something like that. And simply adding a few more characters, 20 characters, is what was actually supplied. And you got 180 characters, of which you didn't use 120. So you could have, the loan term, the loan size, other things. The other notable was $16,000 to repair a fire truck. And of course, the issue on that is there's no indication at all what the nature of it was. Did consequence of an accident, consequence of wear and tear, or any suggestion as to what the large expense has for the context of the truck itself. Was it worth putting $16,000 into it? So there's no context. And obviously, the committee has been publishing these things with absolute minimal information as to the setting of any charge. And if you just pick through, you have no idea why or what the larger context of the payment is for the well-being of the town. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilcox.
Thank you. And I just wanted to let you know that I did pass along your request to enhance the characters to to our CFO. So I just wanted to let you know. Dave Mann.
Yeah, I can explain that with the $16,000. Name is David Mann, 587 Route 34, Colts Neck, New Jersey. David Mann, 587 Route 34, Colts Neck. A member of the 84-2 division. Anyway, that $16,000 was replacement tires for a 20-year-old tanker. They were basically getting dry rotted.
We do very little mileage with that tanker, but in good shape, but that's the reason. So that was $16,000 of replacement for those tires. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Mann?
Elaine Mann, 587 Route 34, Colts Neck. Can you hear me, Alan?
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Elaine.
On the action you've taken today on Mr. Levitsky, you your many actions, Committeeman Viola, indicate a pattern of aggressive behavior. Your bullying and intimidation toward your victims, obtaining the exact reaction you are waiting for, anger. Then the victim reacts. Then you cry foul and play the victim. The time has come for you, Committeeman Viola, to do the honorable thing and resign your position. This will allow the committee to address the critical issues before them and restore the confidence of the residents. There is no place on this committee where you can dishonor our Constitution and everything America stands for. Your method of governing, Committeeman Viola, or any other committee members who support you have no place in the Township of Colts Neck. The residents will revolt. In the word revolt is love, and we love Colts Neck, and we will show our love at the ballot box. I have sympathy for you, Committeeman Viola, or for anyone who resorts to this sort of behavior, and I advise you seek professional help. And on issues of the public purse, we've spent another $14,784.83 on this building, and we still see no payments from the contractors or anybody else. Bailey's Cleaning Service, $4,258.30 to clean the buildings. Charles Sickle used to take care of that from the Department of Public Works. And there was a great deal of expense at the Memorial Day parade. And the town hall flowers for the pots in the front, $887.03. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mann. I just want to state for the record, again, this is public comment. People can get up and state whatever they want. There's no fact checking here. There's no information that we're over here challenging. What is concerning to me is that people can say whatever they want. People can make accusations, and that's very concerning to me. This is a township committee meeting. We're here to conduct the business of the town, and I just want to apologize that people's character, especially when people haven't been witness to it. Anybody else from the public? Can I make a motion to close public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next Township Committee meeting will be held on Wednesday, June 11th, 7 p.m. at the Conover Road Primary School at 56 Conover Road in Colts Neck.